buddy.
Oh, they actually show you a live button. Tight.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me give me a second to
male
share.
pattern baldness.
I'm gonna have long hair forever, baby.
I know. It's shady. I was gonna say like right now you're the opposite. Hello, everyone. I didn't see the link.
90.
You were trying to send it to me and I didn't see it.
Scroll up in chat.
It wasn't up there.
We don't have buttons at boomer stages. We just get demanded what I want when I ask for it.
I don't see us live on YouTube. Am I wrong?
Nice hair,
I
sir.
heard.
Yes,
heard
you're
something.
wrong. YouTube is live.
Ooh, got him! Oh, do 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 do.
I wish I could do the snap.
Go blue.
There it is.
I don't know. Did they win?
I don't know. I was
So
just
Seahawks
mixing the
yesterday,
pot.
they did.
Yes, they
Yeah.
did. They
I
won by
heard
many
fireworks.
points.
Well, Michigan was playing Michigan State. Who won that? You guys
I
know?
don't know.
College ball. People still
Oh,
talk about
that's true.
college ball.
I just
Yeah,
hear
but-
fireworks and assume the Seahawks did well.
It's Michigan and Michigan.
No, those
State.
are loser fireworks. They're there to shame people when they lose.
Hello, Matt.
Oh, hello, Matt.
Hello.
All
Hey,
right.
guys.
Oh, my dog talks to me.
I don't know how to do computers
That's
right now.
done.
I only know how to be
Damn.
commanding respect.
Copy.
Have to look it up.
Stoddy. Okay, I'm all shared in. Little late start here.
Michigan lost to Michigan State. Of course they did. Of course they did. Of course they did. And they were ranked, and Michigan State wasn't. So of course they lost.
How's the University of Hawaii doing?
The Rainbows, the Fighting Rainbows. I don't see their score on here.
Okay. Everybody else shared up?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Moments. Yes. I'm as good as shared up. You could take that to the bank. I'm as good as
You
shared
could take
up.
that to the bank. I think our fearless leader is going to take us to the promised land right now with his RGB everything.
These aren't RGB sunglasses. I'll tell you what.
No, I mean, I just realized, is your tower match your keyboard and mouse?
Yeah,
Those
it's
are-
all Corsair products. Corsair, if you listen to me, I'm a big fan of your products. I would like a nice custom water-cooled loop that cost me $2,000. You hear this plea and cry, please bless your boy.
So you could talk about it. You can put it in the
Hashtag
background.
Corsair shill.
If you do that, you have to put it up a little higher so we can see the whole thing.
I mean, it's a 60-pound case.
Yeah,
That's
so-
not going to happen.
yeah,
But what
put
it
a-
can happen is when I hit a key on my keyboard, it ripples that way somehow. Let me see. It should ripple. It should be rippling. It's rippling. It's rippling.
Ooh,
Oh,
cute.
if you can see in the fan, it tries to shoot the ripple into there, but I think it's broken. Corsair, it's okay.
It's
I still
okay.
love your products.
It makes it faster.
In
It
case
definitely
we're
does.
still doing the audible sound cloud episodes, here's the clap. 3, 2, 1.
I don't want the clap.
I don't know why we do that
I've
because
got the
that
clap
was for
and
the
I'm
old
giving
system.
it to you.
That's disgusting.
Who's
No
got-
STDs here.
It's-
This is
You
an
do,
STD
you.
free zone. No sex allowed.
But it's
How many
the
times do I
wiggle.
gotta say it?
They gotta spread the clap.
Absolutely not. That is not American friendly.
It's
You need to
Australian.
leave a little space when you do a little close dancing. Make enough space for the Holy Spirit is what they used to say in Catholic school.
It's Australia. They gotta spread the clap. To
I
all the
don't.
children.
I went to Australia. They don't do that shit there.
You
too
have
busy
not
talking
seen the
about
wiggle,
bogans.
clearly.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I don't watch kids shows.
No one does. We just see the memes later.
Anyways, with that, hey, welcome to Saltier Podcast, where your argument is
Invalid.
Appreciated
hey.
and beloved and cherished.
Anyways, welcome to another Monday night episode. We're not a part of the Monday Night Raw Wars anymore, but we're here talking about video games and video game accessories while demanding respect. Shout out Pin Vipers. I
Okay.
definitely hit my mic on that, so that's gonna sound great on the audio.
That's okay.
Anyways, Welcome to our show. You can find us on various social medias with Salt Tier Podcast or any variations of Salt Tier Podcast. We are definitely on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and maybe a Slack channel here and there. I don't know where the other one is. I know we have a Steam page. But,
Microsoft Teams.
Microsoft Teams.
We're
Amazon
on
Chime.
We're on
Hit us on all those things. We have a business account.
We're on
We're professional
Homebase.
as fuck. Anyways, let's go with round of introductions, and I will start with the one up top, above me.
Maniacs, this is Loud and Brown at Loud and Brown. That's Instagram and Twitter. I am Gross Stuff with a PH on Steam and PS4. Woo! And I'm really, really happy to be here. Yay.
No games on this talk, just introductions and social medias. I must explain the rules because we broke them last time when I was on the show. Not anymore.
Not anymore. And then I'll kick it out to the other melanated gent.
Oh, that'd be me, the savoring. ... Hold on. ... How you guys doing? It's good to be seen and be seen. Find me nowhere. I don't really be on the thing. I will be on the PS5 though. I don't know what my name will be on there. It'll be some of the savorings or some variation of it. So find me on your PSN networks. That's about it really. Pass it on to the lovely right above with the different hair this week.
Oh yes, the lovely wig.
Nice.
It's me, Sage Bell, at Sage Bell on Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, whatever else you want to go to. If you don't find me that way, SageBell_model on Instagram and Facebook. It's also Sage Bell on Steam, but I'm not going to add you because I never remember who I have on my friends list already.
True.
I like Battle.net. You can at least like share your name with people.
They did do a cool thing on Steam where you can add nicknames next to people's profile names. So if you know their name or know where you met them from, you can leave a little note and it'll just appear right next to their name. That's helped a lot. So, yeah.
Yeah, I already don't remember most of those people, so it's not helpful now.
Yeah. Yeah, where do I know you from? So I can leave a little nickname by your actual name. Okay.
And then to the reddest hair currently today.
It's your boy, Boy Lips Jr. Smallest lips in the game.
What does that even mean?
Plenty of kisses for the dames.
He has the smallest lips in the podcast, can't you see?
Okay.
Plenty of kisses right here. Anyways, you can find me on most social medias under various different aliases. But it's going to be Von Shady on every single one of them. Except for Twitter, which is _Von Shady. I'm going to get the original title soon enough. Coming for you.
Sam
Coming
Park,
next pay-per-view.
Sam Park, we'll talk about Cyberpunk when Cyberpunk finally shows up. Literally in the year 2077.
Shit.
A lot of crying about over there.
Quick
But anyway.
countdown. I want to get a title card screenshot. That's going to be in 3, 2.
I don't know why you don't do this at the beginning of the show, like before we even do the pre-production stuff, but who cares about pre-production? We just do it live. Anyways, what y'all been playing? Let's talk to, I think Russ is the oldest, actually.
Yeah.
The oldest man in the room.
And actually, I'm the most boring because you guys can already guess what I was playing.
You were playing Guilty Gear X?
Last.
Guilty Gear X.
I hit
I want to be the guy.
I hit 1,100 hours today.
1,100 hours at Stellaris?
Yeah, I'm right at 1,100 hours.
That's a lot of hours.
That's a lot of hours. I've been playing it 2-player, multiplayer, and it's a totally different game. Like you've heard me say 1,000 times.
How long has the game been out now? How many years?
4. And I didn't start playing it till it was like in its second year, like pushing it in its second year.
Now, the only thing I have this to compare to, and AV was around during all this. AV, me and Momar played a lot of Street Fighter.
It was the only thing you talked about for 6 months.
We played a lot. I don't know if I got 1,100 hours, but I know I'm in the hundreds of hours.
Oh, yeah, easily. Yeah.
1,100 hours is 45 days.
Oh.
Nice. That sounds about right.
That's a lot of days.
Yeah, so the current state of the game, the AI is broken, and it's an idiot, and you can't do anything with it but conquer it.
Kingdom Hearts Goofy?
Yeah, if you try to be in a federation with it, good luck. It's going to drag you through the worst diplomacy and all through. You can have your whole game plan all mapped out. You meet another empire who's just like you, kind of. You get along. You have good trade and all this kind of stuff. You're like, yeah, let's team up together so we can get all these extra bonuses for being in a federation. And this dipshit just does like whatever AI stuff it wants to do. So my friend and I are playing as 2 driven assimilators. That's basically the Borg. If you want to be the Borg in Stellaris, that's the thing that you set up. And we're just absorbing all the AI and just making it ourselves. Since the AI is too dumb to manage itself, we're just going to just absorb it into our giant biomatter mass and just make it ourselves. So that's what we're doing. So we're venting a lot of our frustration against the AI together, teaming up on it and turning the AI into sapience.
Is this a human versus machine battle?
Yeah, it actually is in this case. Yes. Except we're the machines. We're absorbing everybody else, turning them into perfect, flawless machines. But that's the AI. And I've been playing some Switch, believe it or not, and just been messing around on there. I got Uno because I forgot how to play Uno, and I got
How do you forget how to play Uno?
Because I haven't played since like the 2nd grade. And
I mean, the instructions are the cards.
Yeah, but I hadn't looked at a deck of Uno cards. I don't know. It's like I probably learned how to ride my bike around at the same time, and I remember how to do that, but I honestly didn't remember. I had to pick it up and actually play it for like 3 minutes and be like, oh yeah, okay, Uno. So I got it. It was $3. I got it. And what's that Rayman and it's the rabbits and Mario where he's got like a gun.
Yeah, no, it's a tactics-based game. I forgot.
Yeah, it's kind of like XCOM, but with Mario and the rabbits.
That's right.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah. So I got that, and that's actually a pretty solid game. That was on sale for like $13, so I bought that. So pretty much I'm just treading water until the PS5 comes out. Hopefully I'll have mine on launch day.
I thought you weren't going back to console gaming, Mr. PC Warrior.
I was marooned on PC Island this whole time. I play everything usually. It's just this current generation just was not doing it for me, and half of the previous one was not doing it for me. The PS3 just did nothing for me personally. So I just this generation I was marooned on PC because I didn't see a good reason to get something I was only going to play like maybe like 2 games on, 3 games on.
We'll talk more about this later.
Yes. So,
on to the black-haired woman to my corner.
The raven-haired.
Haha. Hello. I played Overwatch with AV and his buds on Tuesday.
We had a full team composition. It was beautiful.
What?
How many thousands of FPS do you get on your PC on Overwatch, Shady?
What are you talking about?
How many thousands of frames per second do you get on that rig back there?
I only have a 1080 Ti, so like maybe like 144.
I'm just teasing you.
Sorry. I'm sorry I don't have a 2080.
Yeah.
Anyways.
We'll talk about that soon, too.
Talk about more of that. On to the games, Miss Sage Bell. Tell me more.
So, I've actually gotten really into, it's called A Plague Tale: Innocence.
Okay.
So...
I've heard good things about that.
It's pretty good. Hard spoiler at the beginning. I'll half spoil it. You will if you are offended by... Not offended. There's a website called Does the Dog Die? That game would show up on that. Like I didn't care that my parents died, but as soon as like, whoa, you're like, ah! So what is this plague comes, and it's like these blood rats that only like the light kills them. So as long as you're in the light, you're fine. You can keep them warded off. But you are this girl. You're a lady. Your mother and your father get killed because these knights want to kill your brother. Your brother has this thing that's inside of him that's been suppressed for all these years, and he's like 5, maybe 7 at the most. He's like super young, and so you have to. And your only weapon in this game is a slingshot.
Oh.
And so it's a lot of sneaking around and then slowly building up your like different things you can do with your slingshot, like use a poisoned item. You can
How's
throw
the system
fire
for it? Is it like, do they have you pull back and is there tension, or is it just click?
You pull the aim and then you still have to it's the wind up and throw kind. So you put the rock in, you don't pull back, you
cool.
So I've been super into that. I've pretty far in the game right now. I don't know how far. It doesn't tell you.
Like the setup and the mechanics of it remind me of what's that game? Eco on the PS2, where
Eco,
you were
got it.
where you were like it's like a kind of like an escort mission the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, before the Eco was before Shadow of the Colossus and
Yes.
before the Last of the Guardians.
Yes.
It's pretty linear. There's not a lot of open world explore. You can like explore a little bit off path to collect items, but that's about it.
Fun fact, that was that company. It's Azobo Studios. That was their next to last game. You guys know what game that they made that just came out?
Oh, after Last of the Guardians? Oh, wait, sorry.
No, so this company, Azobo Studios, they made A Plague Tale's Innocence. That was 2019. The game they released this year. You guys want to guess what it is? Because it's about as far from that as you can get.
Oh.
I'm not getting any hints.
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Oh!
Yeah, so they made that game, and then the very next year they released Flight Simulator, even though they've been working on Flight Simulator, obviously, for years. But yeah, everybody was kind of like, what? Like A Plague Tale Innocent company? Like they did this too? Like those two things don't go together at all. Yeah, so fun fact, they also did Fuel and Recore. And before that, they did the Connect Rush Disney game. That was like their first game was a Connect game, and it was a Disney licensed game on the Connect. And then they went from that to A Plague's Tale to Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's kind of a big jump.
It is.
It's a diverse studio.
Very.
They got a great portfolio. They can go anywhere from here.
Yeah.
Heck yes.
Because I remember you were talking about, I was like, wait, this studio, they did something else that like doesn't fit with this. And I had to go look it up. I was like, oh yeah, Microsoft Flight Simulator. I play that.
The fact that Matt says it reminds him of Dishonored. So I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for killing people, because you can kill people with the rocks. Because I think I'm forced to kill them. But you can also make this powder. You get it later in the game. You learn alchemy in the game, essentially. You can make this powder to like put them to sleep. I think it's a sleep powder, or I'm just killing them with poisonous powder. I don't really know.
Witchcraft.
But it's based in France, so you're a cute girl with beautiful ribbons braided into her hair, and you start collecting other children, in a sense, that help you get better. Like you learn alchemy from an apprentice, so he's like a child. And then you are probably going to learn lockpick from the girl who does lockpicking that you find. She's like a thief, and she's leaving to go get her brother now. But
is it Jill Valentine?
No.
It better be as good as
medieval.
It can never be as good as the Skyrim lockpicking. That's the best lockpicking in any game.
I haven't lockpicked at all. I just have someone else do it. I'm like, hey, go do that. Thanks.
I got Matt's thoughts here. It says in Plague Tale, there's a Dark Souls reference with a flaming sword stuck in a campfire. I did see that. I also saw that there's one in Borderlands 3, and there's also one in Sekiro. Sort of, kind of. There's a sword stuck in like a pile of fire. So yes, there's people like to put that bonfire in other games. So thank you, Matt. That was
Any other games, Miss Sage? No other games.
Over to the lack of fro man.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
No
he doesn't
fro.
really have a fro. He got rid of it.
It's in between.
It's in between.
Micro.
Maniacs. Loud and Brown again. I played most of the normal games. I didn't play anything new. I put some. I played some Street Fighter V just to keep my rank. I was kind of on one, on a little bit of a bender when I jumped on there, so I screened at my TV a little bit. But I held fast. I rarely lost, and then I played Tekken. I'm starting to pick up Josie. She's gonna be my new main. I like her a lot. I'm trying to learn all of her punishes and her quick attacks and like her bread and butters and stuff. And I like her. She's cool. And then I played some Overwatch and I played some Warzone, and that's it. Nothing new. And I did not spend not even a second of time trying to figure out my PC controller situation.
How did you fucking know that I was going to ask that question?
I was too busy. Warlock?
Where's your crystal ball, sir?
His ears had to have been burning from our game night.
What happened?
Oh, I have a hard time connecting my it's probably something real simple. It might be just a cable issue, but
Wait.
His computer's hex. He cannot plug in a PS4 controller into his PC.
It like
Disconnects frequently? Because mine does.
it gets power. I gotta troubleshoot it. It's most likely what AV said last time. It's that I'm using like a third-party cable, and I don't know where the no, it's not that, because I plugged it in directly with just a small PlayStation controller, and I can check the buttons, and it notices they're all there, and then I start up Steam, and it doesn't move anything, and I'm like, what happened?
Oh, go into full screen mode.
Yeah.
Go to settings
Mm-hmm.
and turn on the PlayStation controller, because you have to manually do it.
You have to do it in game, yeah.
Yeah, you have to go through big screen mode, go to settings, and then it'll have controller settings, and it'll go Xbox controller, Steam controller, PlayStation controller. Pick the PlayStation controller, and then everything just works. All the buttons get remapped, and it should just work.
Well, then I shall try it sometime this week. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow when I'm not watching any media.
Yeah, and I think it also
That
works
time.
if you want to just use your PlayStation controller. You can activate it in Steam, and then I think basically anything else you play on there, even if it's not through Steam, it'll still recognize the controller, and you can still use it.
Heard.
That was a riveting boomer for boomer chat. Thank you for the technical guide and assistance.
Middle-aged man.
I know AV's getting close.
Yeah,
You're hot in our heels.
I gotta post that.
I'm forever young. What are you talking about, young man?
Yeah. That's all I played. What the F did AV play?
Yeah, what did you play?
Oh, I know what you played. You played something that, I mean, you played a lot of a game.
I played something that I swore off I would never go to.
And you're probably awesome at it, I'm sure.
I'm very average at the game. Sage
What is
Bell
this
can-
game you're
can-
speaking of? Is it
can
from
attest
an
to.
indie company? Is
It's
it
made by
a small
good
Japanese
American company that
Oh.
sells out to the Chinese on the regular.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about Overwatch 1.
Overwatch.
Hey.
Overwatch.
So,
I'm actually
the-
kind of curious about this. Do you want to? Yeah.
The only reason why I'm playing Overwatch is because a longtime friend of ours,
Yep.
where we had an on and off friendship, Mr. Momar, has
Omar.
decided to goddamn Momar has decided to join the ranks of the PC race after
Nice.
being on a console for several years.
Yeah, he had a PC like for a minute, and then
He gave his
Dookied
PC
it.
up to another one we call Opus Dei Paul Youngberg.
Oh,
That's who I believe he sold his gaming rig to back in 2012 or 11 or somewhere around that time. Has decided he wanted to play 2 games, which was Spelunky 2 and Overwatch. That's it.
oh, and Worms.
And actually, Worms was the entrance back into the PC forefront because
Yes, it
he was impatient about waiting for his gaming PC, so he turned his latest MacBook Pro into a dual boot OS laptop. So he has a version of Boot Camp running Windows 10, which shockingly enough is fucking still terrible trying to do, because there's a lot of weird drivers where Windows doesn't recognize or support, so you get really spotty, kind of limited coverage on what drivers work. And for the longest time, he was unable to sync his AirPods or any sort of Bluetooth headset device to his Hackintosh Windows PC.
Did he download Bonjour?
He did. He is a technical brother.
I know.
as I would say.
I'm just teasing because Bonjour is malware.
He
We all
is
know that.
several brain lumps bigger than I am. My brain is too smooth.
It's fine. Yeah.
Wait, if your brain is smooth, what the F is my brain?
Oh,
It's
I-
flat like a fucking piece of paper.
Like the Earth.
So when we were playing Overwatch, and we're like, "Avy, where'd you go?" You're like, "Oh, I don't know. My brain went smooth for a moment." I laughed about that for like 3 days.
Oh yeah. How are we 24 minutes into this and our fearless leader did not introduce this beautiful thing? Go for it, AV.
I knew I forgot something. My brain
Yeah.
got too smooth. We're brought to you by our lovely sponsors who supply us on quenching our thirst, Voodoo Ranger IPA,
Woo!
which is a PNW region case beer local brew company,
Yeah.
and they specialize in IPA and IPA accessories such as Voodoo Ranger. We had lovely labels put up. Call them out. We have American Haze, which is it only bleeds red, white, and blue, brother.
And
Very
it's year
American.
round. It is
Yeah.
year round.
It is a year-round flavor you can get at any point of the year you want.
Look out for
But
that atomic pumpkin.
do
It's actually
have-
in stores right now.
It's hard to find in stores, but he does have it in the background
Yeah.
on his screen.
Yep.
The atomic pumpkin.
The atomic pumpkin, for all you pumpkin-sized bitches out there, you got something you can love and not drink White Claw like dirty frat girls and frat boys.
And then I also have a seasonal IPA. So they have 2 seasonal IPAs, which is the Atomic Pumpkin and their Higher Plane IPA. It's an hazy imperial. It's a lot smoother than I expected, considering the logo has hops on it, and so I thought it was going to be like super hoppy.
Negative on the hops. Hold the hops there. And we'd like to thank Lauren, our wonderful sponsor, who continues to throw beer in our direction. And I will take that with extreme prejudice every time it's thrown at me. Thank you, Lauren. Hashtag live rangersly. Anyways, so I've been playing video games. I've only played Overwatch, and our composition's great. And we'll say, we'll be ready for ranks.
Who are you maining? Are you Damage?
I am a DPS smooth brain. All I know how to do is shoot in a direction.
He is Junkrat, and that's it.
Oh, you
That's
would
not
be
true.
Junkrat. You and Zach
true.
Willett are kindred spirits. He mains Junk too. He plays on PC.
I actually main Bastion.
Oh, you are
Because I'm
gross.
a piece of shit.
I mean, it's a way to learn. You
It is
choose
a way
the
to-
easier characters and work your way up.
Yes, this is true. But
But I will be
Yes.
learning new characters and new roles coming in 2021.
yes, that's going to be.
Hey,
a thing.
I am down to play comp with people. I don't play it because I don't like playing with randos. So
I know we'll
Comp
never
with-
play that game with randos. Only full team compositions.
And you'll have jerseys made every time you have a session.
We got goon squad fucking jerseys in the fucking. They're already in the background cooking.
All it is are
Cooking.
tiny lips. That's the logo.
I don't sign
Anyways,
off on a tiny
so
lip.
Overwatch and Spelunky 2. And Spelunky 2 has my soul. If you don't know how to get past Olmec, I don't even want to talk to you. You're not ready of my time.
And that's the beauty of PC Master Race. You see that big old RGB box behind Von Shady there, 1080 Ti, playing some Spelunky. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Do you play with the keyboard or what?
I do play with a controller on Spelunky.
Okay, Spelunky, okay.
it is hard as hell on keyboard.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like
Stotty.
maybe he was doing it on high difficulty.
Stotty's got a BattleNet account. Is Stotty gonna step into the Overwatch ring?
He played enough to understand where health packs might exist for PDX LAN Summer Classic. So he hasn't really
Nice.
played beyond that.
Very
If you're-
interesting.
If you're curious, AV, I am a support main in Overwatch, and I play actually all of them.
Well, when you figure out that one day that you can plug your controller into your computer and play Overwatch, we'll be ready for you.
Hold on, MJ wants us to stop doing kissy noises, which means
I gotta do more.
No.
well, heck, let's get onto the
Anyways,
tech
like-
wrap because we're 30 minutes in and we really need to talk about this damn card.
I mean, we need to talk about everything, but first, you're
I
watching
guess.
Saltier Podcast.
Episode 96.
Whatever that fucking means. You can find us on all the cool social medias. If you're on fucking Zanga, get the fuck out of here. We don't talk about that shit anymore.
What?
We're
It's
about
cool.
the Facebook. We're about the YouTube. We're about the Twitter and Instagram.
Grinder.
You could deaf your fucking ass. We're on Grinder.
We're on
Fucking
Christian
XOXO's butt hugs only.
Christian Mingle.
WWE online app.
Bear-
You could,
Bears-
wrestling together. A lot of
for me.
grappling there.
Bearsforme.net.
Bearsforme.net. All right, I see how it is. Anyways, you can find us on all the social medias. They're going to be under some variation of Saltier Podcast or the weird Saltier _pod or any of those weird variations because other people don't decide we can have all of our letters of our podcast in there. For the most part, for the social media stuff that is for listening, which is your SoundCloud, your Spotify, your iTunes, and your Google Play, or it's just Play Store music media. I don't know what they call it now. because
like
they got rid of the
YouTube.
Google Play Music.
It's
Yeah, it is YouTube.
Podcast.
You just go to YouTube again. Guess what? Psych. Sorry, this is Google. You're going straight back to YouTube.
Oh
You can find
yeah,
us
what
both
happened to
names.
YouTube Red?
It now became just YouTube Media because they absorbed the Google Music Store, or not Music Store, but the Google Music application, or Google Play. I guess that's what it was called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually had a backup library in there that I've lost to there.
It was a
several
service.
years.
It was a service that Google has that they couldn't wait to cancel, and now it's in the Google graveyard with all the other things that they couldn't wait to cancel.
Rest in peace, Google Plus.
Yep.
Bless.
Make way for Hangouts and Stadia. Those are your next two boys coming for you.
Oh, is Hangouts dying? Hangouts is
Hangouts.
great.
They're gonna pull the plug in December.
You're calling it? You heard it here from the Salt Tier Podcast.
Wait, December of 2020 or 2021?
December of 2020. Hangouts is gone.
That sucks.
We knew ye well, Google
I
Hangouts.
don't want to use Zoom. Zoom's stupid.
It also lets China look into your data, no problem.
Speaking of BattleNet,
Speaking of BattleNet, anyways, what's going on in game news? You fucking
Well,
nerds.
their newest BattleNet, their newest WoW launched.
Oh, the
What
new
happened?
DLC. It's gonna continue to select. What was it? $15, $20 a month still?
Yeah, it's apparently doing better than all the other ones in the past. So
Did they just make WoW Classic Part 2 again?
cool.
no, it's their the one that they did the cool trailer for last year.
How many
They go to the
buttons?
other world.
How many buttons do you have to push to hit max level now? Like, or they just give you max level now? Like, nobody grind. Like, what's going on in that game? Every like 2 expansions, they just like, hey, skip all the rest. Start at like level 90. Here you go.
Now they have classics, so now there's even more of a reason to help
But people are-
people's leveling up.
But people are maxing out classic too, so it's like,
Yeah, but there's no cheats on classic though. I think you still have to grind on classic.
yeah,
That's the whole
but
point.
Yeah, but it's still classic. Like, you can max it out in a couple months. Like, that's I don't know. It's a catch-22. But I'm just saying, like, every couple of ones, I was asking, like, how do you skip ahead in this one? I don't know.
I
What
don't-
is
I
the
don't
new
play WoW.
feature is on this DLC? There's always a new gimmick out there for
Is it
someone to
pandas?
harvest money on.
No,
they already
Pandas
did that
was
one.
like 3 years ago.
Yeah, you're
Sorry,
so
I'm a
3 years
fossil.
ago.
I don't even play WoW, and I know this.
You're so last summer.
The Pandarans.
It's like you can go to this like other world. Like you have to. I don't remember. I'm not
That's
good
what-
with characters.
Is that your wormhole sound right there? He's made
Yeah.
a wormhole sound? Okay.
It's squeaky. It's like a
Sage's
little rusty
wormholes
door.
are squeaky. Okay.
So
Now, how
when
strong-
did this WoW DLC launch? Was it last week? Or
I think it was
in
over the
last day?
weekend.
Over the weekend, they did a Friday
Uh,
release,
Halloween release.
Hallows Eve release.
Wait, pre-expansion pack is live. Shadowlands.
Mm.
7 hours ago. 1 week ago. I don't know. I don't remember. Wow, Shadowlands.
Oh, geez. According to Boylip Senior, there are furries and goblins.
They said
Yeah.
now there's there's furries and goblins now.
Pre-sales are at the highest of any WoW expansion. That was the news.
Very interesting. The last time I played WoW, I was trying to get back with one of my ex-girlfriends.
Woo!
That was
Was
a
that-
win-win. You got to play
That didn't
WoW.
work
and-
out. Don't never make that move. Don't sell to people like that.
Now, what kind of a rig are you going to need to run the current World of Warcraft? We're
Whatever.
talking.
You got a potato? You got a rotten potato in your fridge?
It's WoW.
There you go.
You're fine.
You
Like-
can run that shit on a fucking Intel Pentium 4 processor.
Well,
You
I
gotta-
think I have the dorkiest tower here. Like, I'm going to
You're-
run it no problem.
You're gonna run that game in like 150 FPS. Yeah, you have a 970, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna run that game at like 200 FPS.
Cool.
1440p, maybe 4K, but only like 120 FPS.
Oh, my processor's
Renders
pretty
by
bunk though.
Crayon.
Your processor's way overpowered. Your processor's like not even exaggeration. Your processor's like 20 times as powerful as the most powerful processor is when WoW came out. So you're fine. People still 4K game on your processor in 2020.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
It's the only thing you're gonna run, but you can run it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've run every game so far. I mean, Tekken looks great on my computer. Tekken's a pretty good-looking game.
Your computer right now is like about 20% more powerful than a PS4 Pro.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it was 100 and well, the card was a gift, so that helped. But
Well,
the core thing was $150.
I'll say graphically.
Okay.
The CPU is probably like 4 or 5 times as powerful.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. The CPUs in the current consoles were like they were weak when they came out, and they came out like 2 or 3 years before your processor came out. So,
Speaking of graphics,
you like that segue?
AMD did.
AMD did this thing where they finally showed their graphics cards. They revealed 3 cards. You've got your
TechFap.
Get ready. Yeah, get ready for a bunch of numbers being thrown at you. All you need to know is low, medium, high. You've got your RX, and I want to say the names because it's pretty ridiculous. You got your RX 6800 for I don't know, 450, and you've got your RX 6800 XT for like, I don't know, what was it, like 700, and then you've got your RX 6900 XT, and this is the one. Nice, right? And this is the one that's supposed to be competing with and trading blows and even beating the $1,500 MSRP 3090. Really more like $3,000 or $4,000 on eBay because you can't find those damn things.
That much?
Yeah.
Ew.
Well, basically basically these cards 3090, you know, the Quattro cards that they make like Toy Story and shit on, and the stuff that they like run like AI.
The commercial ones.
Yeah, you know, like how NASA landed that thing on the asteroid and flew it back off again. Like those are the graphics cards that tell that thing what to do.
Oh,
basically.
I thought that used an iMac.
Yeah, an iMac Pro on Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Steve Jobs, welcome to space.
Yeah, that touch bar came in real handy for landing that thing.
Oh man,
going in with the touch bar.
Even us Mac shills know that touch bar was dog shit.
It made it all happen.
I'm so happy I have the exact last model before
they threw that on there.
Top, yeah. And everybody was like, "Oh no, you don't have the touch bar." I'm like, "Oh, I knew. I freaking knew."
Yeah, like, why do you think I own this one? So basically, you got your 3 cards. These are all the big brothers of what will be in the Xbox Series X, the Xbox Series S, and the PS5. So these are your full-blown desktop versions. If you want to take a look, check out our Facebook page at Salty Podcast. There, got pictures of it.
Yeah. Have we tweeted those out yet? Has London put those on the Twitter?
No, I don't believe those are.
Is London still slacking off over there?
London is slacking off pretty hard. Something about discovering like 90 Day Fiance.
We got Knife Edge Chops training 6 a.m. tomorrow, London. Get ready.
So basically, you got your low, medium, high cards. These cards are all reportedly, and there have been some benchmarks that have leaked from very reputable places that have been correct about things in the past, or it was very much within the same ballpark. So these are looking pretty impressive. Nobody's seen benchmarks as there's an embargo on them. And something that they haven't shown, but they've talked about it, and we know it exists because it's in the new consoles coming out, is the ray tracing performance. One of the things with ray tracing is it's very graphically intensive, even when there's its own dedicated hardware on a graphics card. It's still very intensive. With the newer NVIDIA cards, it's still very intensive, but it's gone up quite a bit. So basically, let's say you have a graphics card and you can play games at 2K at 120 FPS. Well, if you turned on ray tracing, which is real-time lighting and all that kind of stuff, it would drop it down to like maybe you could barely get 60 and things like this, and you have to turn on some other settings to get it to kind of run smoothly. So we don't know to the extent of what their performance is going to be on these. It's looking like it's going to be really good, but all we really know is some leaks that have come out, once again, from a very reputable place, and a place that wouldn't report something that they thought was fantastical because they've been pretty accurate in the past before. What's up, loudnbrown?
Okay, so our phantom friend Momar, which card did he end up getting? And which one are you planning to invest in?
He got a 3080 at 200% markup price, brother.
He went and got it.
Deal.
$1,400?
Actually, I think it was probably like maybe 12, but it sounds better when you say he got overcharged.
Yeah.
So he went with the 3080. Did he know about AMD coming out with stuff and he just didn't want to wait? Or he just chose...
He just didn't want to wait.
Cool. And you... Are you in the market now to upgrade your 1080 with this announcement?
Absolutely.
Which one, though?
I have to go with the AMD 69 XT, baby.
Yeah. You got to go for the big one?
Yeah.
It's because I can't get the 3090. Plus, the 3090 was outrageously expensive.
Yeah.
What I wanted was a 3080 Ti, and NVIDIA could not do that.
They will, though. I think they'll come drop something in response.
They already canceled one rumor of saying a 3080 Ti.
It's NVIDIA, though. I don't trust them.
Yeah, I say go with AMD, baby.
They fucked me in the ass already once with the Radeon 7.
Yes, and here's the thing.
And there goes our YouTube for kids rating.
Yeah.
That happened way fucking earlier.
Yep.
And let me tell you,
We're
brother,
never
this
been
is not a
YouTube
child-friendly show there, brother.
I realize we haven't been, but since London and I have been working on the YouTube chat a little more, it's so funny. It's like, is this podcast for kids? We always have to go,
No, we're sponsored by a beer company.
That's true.
There.
We drink and swear.
So Loud and Brown, here's the thing. The reason why AMD works so well on consoles is because in every console, it's the exact same thing. Their drivers will work across everything. They only have to test for one thing. On the PC side, when AMD was just a CPU manufacturer, there was another company from Canada. They were called ATI, and they were the big competitor, one of the big competitors to NVIDIA back in the day. And they made solid hardware. And in most cases, their hardware was better than NVIDIA, but their drivers were trash. So AMD ended up buying ATI, and ATI were actually called Radeon. That's where AMD gets their Radeon series from. It's a leftover from when they bought ATI.
Yeah.
And to this day, in a lot of cases, not so much over the last, 6-7 years, but up until that point, and potentially up until this point, there's going to be an equivalent or better card for AMD. But the main thing, and you can go read any article talking about this kind of speculation. They always mention the same thing in all the articles, all of them, is how are the drivers going to hold up? Are they going to be shit? Are they going to be easy? Because it's always their drivers that let them down. So it's not so much the hardware in AMD's, although the games do look a little bit different. How they do things is a little bit different. So the games look you could tell a game that's on an NVIDIA card versus a game that's on an AMD card. But it's always been their drivers. So that's the main sticking point in all this. It's not the hardware, it's the drivers.
Funny you should mention this. The last gaming PC I didn't own it myself. It was the family's computer. We went on base to buy a compact processor with an AMD K6.
Nice.
That was...
Yeah, that's a classic. I had the K7. That's the one I had. That thing was a beast. It's a classic to this day. I got a lot of gaming done.
That was what, 98?
Yeah, 97, 98.
Yeah, I played Brood Wars on it, Dark Reign,
Diablo, TIE Fighter versus X-Wing, Half-Life.
I didn't PC game that much, just the ones that I could get for free.
EverQuest, SimCity 2000, played all that on that thing.
Yeah,
you know what?
SimCity
I did play
2000,
Meme Fighters
Diablo,
on it.
my house.
Yep.
It was mom was SimCity, dad was Diablo.
Yep. All that good stuff.
Oh, your
And I
parents
played
are fucking nerds.
Wing Commander, Wing Commander 2 and 3. I think at that point it was Wing Commander 3. Mech Warrior. Remember Mech Warrior? That shit was dope.
You could meet me in the no AC league in Mech Warrior 3, brother. We own the Microsoft Gaming Zone.
According to Sean Park, Radeon is the way.
Hopefully.
It is the way.
I was gonna when Diablo became able to be online multiplayer.
Yeah.
My dad would call my uncle because you could not be on the internet at the same time, and he would give him the IP address to, and then they would have to hang up.
Yeah.
And then at one point, because you can't talk in game, and at one point they were able to stay on the phone with each other, but you still couldn't talk in game physically. So he had like the equivalent of a gaming headset for a phone. He would plug in like the cord phone and just.
Yeah. Oh man, the 90s. The 90s were the best.
It was a lovely gaming period for a simple time for simple minds.
You want to explain what we just said to the Zoomers there, Boy Lips?
You don't know shit about the 90s, kids.
Yeah, you wish you knew.
They think they do. That's the crazy thing about these Zoomers is they people try to tell me about 90s fashion. They're like, do you know how old I am?
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah, I was wearing it. I wanted it.
Spoken like a true boomer over there in the corners of the old men.
Well, that's not made how it used to be made.
Yeah. We didn't have cell phones at all times.
Back in my day. Back on my day, if we wanted turbo in our controller, we had to buy a separate turbo controller.
Yeah. I will say the 90s were a simple time.
Yeah.
And I still miss AOL Instant Messenger.
Do you guys remember like
Yeah.
your rich friends that had 2 phone lines and one was just for the computer? Do you guys remember those kids?
I
They
remember
were
those
pieces
kids.
of shit.
Yeah.
let me
And
tell you.
then later on, eventually, when we got one, it was amazing because then we could do like take the phone off the hook. You could hear each other, and then you could like coordinate and play a game. Yeah, that was pretty dope.
Huh.
It took us a while. It took us a while to get it, but then we finally did.
I remember
That's how it
having a
goes.
floppy disk game that
Oh.
was Mickey Mouse coloring. So like it was just a coloring book essentially digitally through giant floppy, the big ones.
Speaking of floppy disks, do you remember going to school with a blank one and your friend had like Leisure Suit Larry or like whatever game, Police Quest, whatever?
Some fucking sexy
Hey,
ass
secrets.
90s.
I was
whatever.
Hey, you're letting out
for
the
that to
secrets.
happen.
Well, you know, or like what's the rabbit game? What's like the platformer with like the letters like the educational one? It's been around since forever.
Reader Rabbit?
Yeah, and stuff like that,
Reader
or
Rabbit.
That
or
was a
whatever.
platformer.
Oregon
or
Trail,
whatever.
baby.
Yeah, or whatever like that. You
Okay.
you tell your friend to bring you theirs copy to school, and you bring your blank disc, and you go and you copy asterisk dot asterisk, and then you put your disc in there, and you just like copy the whole game, and you just have it. You guys remember that? That was a good time.
So like my family, like we spent our money on our computers, and then everyone else at school spent their money on their houses. So like I had rich friends because their houses were nice,
Yeah.
but we had like the tech and like computers and stuff. So we like provided my first grade with Magic School Bus games because we had a space unit and they have a space Magic School Bus.
Nice.
So we never got to do any of the swapping stuff. But then again, when you were doing the swapping stuff, I was in elementary, so
Nice.
no.
Anyways, I put an
That's it.
AGB card in a motherboard that didn't support that. That was my first
Ooh.
graphics card.
Right?
I was trying to play Battlefield 2, and then I
Oh.
didn't know what to do with that card, so it just stayed in there and went away.
You know what's funny? Like when they switched from PCI, which is like the little board on your motherboard you plug your cards into, blah blah blah, including your graphics card. So I grew up on computers, and that's what they use for the graphics card. I didn't build a computer for about 4 or 5 years, and I lived in Cali. I had a laptop because I was going to school, but I made sure it was gaming capable, so I gamed on that. And I moved up to Washington, and I was like, okay, I have a place now. I'm not a nomad living in student housing or crashing on sofas. I can actually get a desktop. So, and in that time, they switched to AGP, which is a brand new higher speed slot just for graphics cards. So I went to go and I was like parting out a computer, and I'm like, what the hell is an AGP graphics card? Where are the PCI graphics cards? And I actually had to go look like a boomer when I was like in my 20s and be like, oh, they totally switched up the plug. And then years later, I didn't build another computer. This is like maybe like 2009, 2010, and they switched back to PCIe Express. So I went to go get another graphics card, and I'm like, okay, where's my AGPs at? And they're like, no, sir, it's on PCI. And I'm like, no, wait, PCI was like in the 90s. Like, what do you? I'm like, where's the AGP 2? And they're like, no.
We're on PCIe, brother.
Yeah. That's like that's not a thing.
Hi?
PCIe though. So it's funny, like when they switched back and forth both times. I hadn't built a computer in so long, I had no idea what it even was. I would have been you. I would have been like trying to plug my AGB card into my. Or what does this fit? What did I miss?
Pretty sure I destroyed that PCIe slot. No problem.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it just worked out like that.
Anyways, graphics cards, they're getting more expensive. You better make a bot or you ain't getting one this year.
And they're getting
As the NVIDIA 3080 tail.
and they're getting ludicrously powerful. These graphic cards that are coming out, these are like the cards that they're replacing were overkill cards for most things that you want to play. So don't feel you have to run out and drop like a G, like if you're going to be playing like Counter-Strike and I don't know, sim type games and stuff like that. You can get a pretty good graphics card, even though the entire market's kind of hosed right now. But you could get a pretty good graphics card for a couple $100 and not have to drop like a G. So,
Listen to the salt tier.
Yeah.
We know what we're talking about.
Yeah. And actually, your card, Loud and Brown, you can sell that thing for about $400 right now. Like
I'm holding on to it.
The market's all screwed up. That card is worth like twice what your computer is. It's pretty crazy.
That said, speaking of graphic card and what it can play on and what games we have to look forward to, there are a couple games that we were looking forward to that we ain't getting anymore. And I would love just a handful. And I'd like to talk about them.
What's up?
So what are the plurals here? We all know one of them, but what's the other?
We'll start off. I got a small list.
What's up?
Oh, we're talking about delayed games.
Yeah.
Yeah. List off.
Well, we're
Oh,
starting
no one
off
knows the fucking elephant in the room, which is starts with a C and rhymes with Iberpunk.
Oh, we know that one.
Well, we're
Yeah.
getting that one, but it's still like the 4th time it got delayed.
Like, we're not shocked with that one.
Yeah,
It's still projected to come out before New Year's.
yeah. They're gonna
coming out
want
like
to. They're gonna
Christmas.
want it by Christmas. Like that's a no-brainer. If they miss
Okay.
Christmas, people are getting fired for real.
as reported by Android Central. I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna go and just list 3 or at a time. So at the very top we have Cyberpunk 2077,
Yeah.
Deathloop, and Dying Light 2, all postponed.
Deathloop.
I've
Which
never
one
heard
is
of Deathloop.
I haven't heard of Deathloop either, but I know about Dying Light. Oh, Halo Infinite,
Oh man.
No More Heroes 3, and
Halo-
Kenna Bridge of Spirits.
Halo Infinite lost its second art director, so you should probably be 343 Studios, 343
Ooh.
Industries is a hot mess. Like how some of these other studios, like Kojima and stuff, got shut down, and Konami and whatnot, and 343 Industries is still making games. I don't know.
They're about to get reabsorbed
Microsoft.
back into the land of the four squares, aka Microsoft.
No, they
Yeah.
are. 343 is Microsoft contract.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's Bungie. Never mind.
yeah.
There you go.
They're the
Oh.
baby brother.
I was like, I actively see 343 on my feed.
Okay. Deathloop is that crazy like it's really like the cutscenes are very like Persona kind of like it's like very like but it's also kind of quiche. It looks like a 60s like spy kind of Art Deco like thriller type thing. But it's also but it's made by the people that did it's Arcane Studios. What did they do? The slashy stealthy teleport game. What's that thing called?
Dishonored.
Yes. They're the ones, so it's kind of got like a kind of
Ah.
similar aesthetic to it, and it's stealthy, and you can like kind of mess around in the environment and stuff like that. So, yeah.
But they are you want to I don't want to say it.
Say what?
What's up? What's up?
Say it. You're the one who brought it up. Speak it.
Well, they're at like every photo I'm finding, it's it looks like 2 main characters and they're both black, which is cool.
Dope.
Like, I
What
think
was
that's
wrong with that? Why were you
Because
hesitating? That's a very wonderful
I
sign of.
didn't have a proper sentence here as the least brown person in the room here.
I mean, you could say it like that. Like that's the ideal. Is like anybody
Yeah.
could say it. So
Yeah, I think it looks super cool. And I would totally be the babe with a fro and the sniper rifle.
We all got melon in here, brother. This is an all-inclusive zone.
yeah, it's all good.
Well, let me go lay out in the sun and see if my Italian resurfaces.
Yeah.
It's
so-
okay. I
Winter.
got sunburned in Australia. I thought
Yeah.
it was brown enough to not put on sunscreen.
So yeah, if you're looking
Yeah.
at like
You're
the color
never that
palette,
brown.
if you're looking at the color palette of this game, yeah, it's very like 70s like
Ooh.
black exploitation.
It's freaking cool, and it's Bethesda. Good old Bethesda.
Oh, so
Okay.
here's the thing: Bethesda's only publishing it, so it's probably going to be good. The games that
Oh,
they
yeah.
don't actually touch themselves are fine.
It's
and then
Arcane Studios, as you
and the
said.
games that they make are kind of
Yeah. If
hit and
it's like Dishonored, it's gonna be great.
yeah.
And you know what? Especially in a time with all this repetition this COVID summer, and with the presence of really, really great time loop series and movies. You know, obviously Groundhog Day, but we got Russian Doll last year. What was that new one that came out this early summer? Like the whole time loop like narrative is super interesting, and in a game form would be really, really cool. So
Shout out
this-
to Simpsons Treehouse of Horror if anybody's still. That's the first one I watched last night, and I watched it live too, which is even weirder. I haven't watched The Simpsons live in like decades.
Oh, they did a time loop episode?
Yes, there's a time loop episode. It was like a
Yeah.
death loop, like Nelson
Rick and Morty
Lisa.
did a really good one. Community
Yeah.
did a great one. It's not an easy thing to do well, you know, like that said, let me London sent me this list, so I'm gonna just finish it. I already said No More Heroes 3, Outriders, Psychonauts 2, Rainbow
Aw.
Six Quarantine, Skull and Bones, and Vampire: The Masquerade Bloodlines 2. All
Yes.
delayed.
What are they doing with my sexy goth girls?
Wait, what
The-
game?
Approve of this?
The vampire ones that got pushed back because there was heated exchange or something went on politically between the game's art director and the technical director, and people were kind of picking up on this when they did this like behind the scenes interview maybe like a year and a half ago, and something had happened. The writer is there, but they're not really there. Like this whole thing happened, so it got delayed because of that. Because they had to do like a reorganization structural wise, like within the company.
Damn, she is hot.
Ooh.
What was the other one? What were the other games you listed off, Sage Bell? I have updates on some of those.
Oh, okay.
How far back did Vampire
Most
Masquerade
anything.
2 get pushed back to?
2021.
Yeah, they didn't give a date. I don't think.
Q1 2021.
Which is fine. They can take their time with that.
Did
Yeah.
you say?
What's up?
Say what?
Oh, I was just switching to the other games. Did you say
And-
Rainbow Six Quarantine?
Yes.
Okay. What was the other ones that you listed off there?
Oh, there's a link in our private chat, my friend. Just pick any of them.
Sam, you are correct. I learned in the 90s that certain games are worth waiting for. Back in my day, when I walked into an arcade and I saw this fancy game called Killer Instinct, and it said Ultra 64, we all knew that was the new Nintendo system, and we were dying, and that thing took 2 years to come out, and that was 2 long years to come out. And boy, was the N64 worth it. And then Ocarina of Time took like another 2 years to come out, and we're like, where the hell is our Zelda? And now look at it. It's like Harold is like maybe one of the greatest video games ever made. So I learned in the 90s, Mario Kart 64 was the same way. It took forever to come out. When it came out, it's a banger. I still play that game to this day. So I've learned it's worth waiting for a good game. Yeah.
Totally. And, we had this discussion with the different ways people try to release early when we were talking about the difference between Street Fighter V and Tekken.
Mm-hmm.
And, Tekken was like, we'll release it when it's done. And Street Fighter's like, please play this game.
Yeah,
we'll give you the other shit for free.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, and then those were two different ways companies can act, right? But that works for fighting games. That doesn't really work for campaigns as much.
Yeah.
For example, one of the YouTuber, I'll try to get the name for you, did a review on the Royal Edition of Final Fantasy 15, and she was like, this is super unfortunate because if this came out 2 years ago, people would have been fucking hyped about it. It fixes some of the pacing. It completes the story better. It has way more like optional side quests and extras you can do. It's all the stuff people thought was missing from the game is because it wasn't done yet. But they just, 15 took so long to come out. They got some muscle on them. Someone put the rub on them, and they just spit that game out as Boy Band Road Trip, and then they added the other stuff later.
Definitely.
But apparently the Royal Edition was their intention, and they released all of that, including all the DLC from the past 2 years, in a Royal Edition package for $15.
That's the game that you should probably go back and replay on the PC.
Yeah, they said that one is the Royal Edition. The PC one gives you everything.
Yeah, that's if you ever are gonna think about going back and playing that game or messing around with it, that's the version that you should get. Yeah,
and there's a special NVIDIA like God mode.
Yeah,
where you can like bird's eye view the entire game and look into buildings that you normally couldn't walk at and get just.
Oh yeah, because of what's called Ansel, you can like pause a game and like move the camera all around and take pictures and put filters and stuff on it. Yeah, and
especially for geeks that are real big on Final Fantasy glitches and production Easter eggs, they're like, oh, you know what, this is the perfect thing to go look at it
for sure.
Anyway,
Elizabeth, I did not pick up the new Crash Bandicoot. Elizabeth asked, did any of us pick up the new Crash Bandicoot?
From Zelda.
I've watched a lot of it because I've had other friends that are streamers playing it.
Oh man, Keith the Boogie got it.
I may pick it up. I'll end up with it eventually. If you're on a PC and you like mess with Humble Bundle or anything like that, you'll probably get it for free and not even mean to have it. Like, oh fuck, I have Crash Bandicoot now. Okay. You know what? Let me look. I might have that game and not even know. It's happened before.
Kind of curious. I mean, I'm not missing any games. I'm still playing catch up on a lot of my gaming because fighting games take so much of my time that I could be playing all these AAAs and campaigns. So I'm not really. I guess right now I'm just waiting on Final Fantasy 16 is the only thing on the horizon for me. That'll be my closing statement, really. I don't know.
We didn't even segment there, brother. We ain't going home yet. Let me tell you.
But I'm saying I got nothing else to talk about.
To earn to get to go home.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
tell
okay.
you.
Okay.
So I have
What
the
I'm- what
Insane
I'm-
trilogy.
yeah.
I don't have the new one.
What I'm gonna tell you right now is I got robbed of my sexy goth vampire girls, and I can't make this motion on No More Heroes 3 until 2021. And that's a damn shame there, brother. On to closing statements. And since loudnbrown up here, up to my north, decided to jump the gun early, he gets to go ahead and get squashed in this match. Tell me your closing statements.
loudnbrown at loudnbrown on Twitter and Instagram. This is Gross Def on PlayStation and Steam. Or when the arcades open back up, I'll be the one laughing at you that took your credits because, when that happens again. My closing statement is I am pretty much just waiting for. Yeah, I'm just waiting for Final Fantasy 16. I think the only other games I really have on my docket are playing the entirety of the Metal Gear Solid series. I haven't played any of them. I played like 4 hours of the original Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation. Not the original, but you know what I mean, like the second one, but it's solid, whatever. And aside from that, I kind of want to play Resident Evil 7. But then other than that, I'm just going to play my shooters and my fighters, and no campaigns really got me by the balls. I'll be okay waiting. I ain't even sad. What about you, Sage Bell?
Mademoiselle.
Mademoiselle?
Hello.
Any games that you're looking forward to?
I'm hoping I can grind my way through. I don't know if it's technically grinding. Just play through A Plague Tale, get that finished. I don't know how Game Pass works, so I was like not sure if any of the games I installed were gonna still be here November 1st. And so I was like, I got
Are they
too
all
into
there?
this.
I'm on there right
yeah.
now, actually. I'm looking to see if Psychonauts was on here.
I think it is. I haven't played. I wanted to play Outer Worlds, Hellblade, Drake Hollow while I have it all on Game Pass.
Here's what you do. Before it expires, you cancel it, and then you just get it again, and it's $1 again. That's what everyone does.
Oh, I got it for free, so.
Nice.
Oh, relevant to the chat from earlier. Overwatch 2 also got delayed, obviously, until spring, probably.
Shrug. And I will be streaming Thursday with friends. I have Wednesday off, so I might stream during the day. Because we all need distractions if Tuesday bleeds in the Wednesday.
You're very, very correct about that.
So I will be distracting myself on Wednesday. Or sulking in a corner. Who knows?
Let us know if you get Outer Watch. I want to know your thoughts about that game.
Outer Watch?
Or Outer Worlds.
I have it installed already.
Play the damn game for me on Wednesday.
Okay,
yeah,
I will.
There's no Psychonauts either on Game Pass. They have Full Throttle Remastered, Day of the Tentacle Remastered, and Grim Fandango Remastered. No Psychonauts.
And Brittle Legends. You know how I know? Because I watched someone play it on Game Pass.
Hey.
Fun fact about Grim Fandango, I got that in a cereal box as a kid.
Nice.
Whoa.
The game?
Uh-huh.
Nice. Brittle Legends.
How does he not know about Brittle Legends?
Yeah,
this is your boomer age selling there, Mr. Saverings.
No. I'm looking on Game Pass. It's not on there. It's out of rotation now. I guess.
It's out of rotation.
Yeah.
Oh, because we're in November. That's why it's out.
Yeah.
If you install something or save it, it doesn't like rotate out, right?
I mean, there's probably a DRM that will expire it on a certain day.
Yeah. So if you have,
they're smart about that,
and it goes off, you're just like bricked out of it. But you can buy the game and keep it forever for basically like a Steam sale price if you're a subscriber.
A discounted price for a monthly fee.
Yeah, and then you
less
just have
than
it.
$10 off to get the.
Yeah, how much is it though?
Oh, what game?
Outer Worlds.
Outer Worlds regular price is $59.99. The Game Pass price is $47.99.
Okay.
You missed your opportunity to get it cheap on Steam this week. It was 50% off.
Yeah, it was like,
which it should have started out at that price to begin with.
Oh,
But
Got
naughty Epic Games. You're greedy. You're being a greedy goblin over there.
But
And
save
we
rings.
fucking crush goblins over here.
Save O.
Yes. ...
Did any of your beloved games get pushed to 2021?
I was looking at that list, and let me see here. Deathloop, I'd forgotten about that game. Dying Light 2, Halo Infinite, yeah, Kena, No More Heroes 3. I just bought the first one on the Switch. That one.
Oh
was
yeah, you have
also
a
on sale.
Switch now, so yeah, you should be excited for that one.
I just got that one.
Isn't it like story or is it action?
It's very lewd,
Ye-
as the weebs say.
It's kind of in the vein of those like Dreamcast type games, or like an early PS2 game where it's kind of like open world, but it's still kind of linear type thing.
Okay.
Are you
Outriders,
explaining No More
yeah.
Heroes 1?
Yes. Like
The
with
main
like
character is named Travis Touchdown.
Yeah.
Yes. I know the characters through cosplayers and
Oh, is it
cosplay
super anime?
It's super pervy anime, baby.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
I've seen some interesting cosplays.
A lot
from
of this, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. So
I can't do that.
Psychonauts 2, I mean, that game can take its sweet time. I mean,
Live.
beat the first one like 13 years ago. Like, what's the rush?
It looks really good though.
Psychonauts 2?
Oh no, sorry, I'm looking at the
No More Heroes.
No More Heroes
Still-
3 trailer.
still on there.
It looks
Yeah.
fantastic.
No More Heroes, I would say it's got a cult following.
Yeah. Skull and
I
Bones.
mean, it's a fluorescent
sure.
light bulb, you know?
Yeah.
It's a light sword or a light blade. It's not a lightsaber.
Matt Stott says it's both story and action. It's sword fighting and wrestling.
It's
and
got
wrestling.
a lot of.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, if you played, so
Wrestling.
Travis Touchdown is a big luchador fan, and he has a lot of sword fighting and pro wrestling esque moveset.
Sword fighting.
And his sword is basically a lightsaber. It looks like he's fighting with the lightsaber, more or
You
less.
It
have
is-
to
it is a
jerk it off
lightsaber.
to recharge it. But anyways, it's a very fantastic game with wonderful motion control mechanics that is very welcome during the Switch age, and it probably was good during the Wii age.
Yeah,
That's No More Heroes.
Which is the system that it originally debuted on.
Correct.
Well,
So
heck,
yeah,
bruh.
if you're asking me that, Bloodlines I was looking forward to. Psychonauts 2 I'm always looking forward to, but they can take their time with it. So
Russ
yes and
wanted
no.
to live out his Blade roleplay fantasy.
I did.
You know why I'm talking about Blade? Because I watched it last night, and that movie's still good.
One or two.
Number one there, brother.
You know how you notice I definitely didn't say 3?
Because you can't even find 3 anymore. That's how bad it is.
Yeah.
It's rough.
You know
It's got
why?
Triple H though.
Because motherfuckers is always trying to ice skate uphill.
It's also motherfuckers that will always try to escape uphill. But it also has Ryan Reynolds in there, if people forgot.
Yeah.
And oh goodness, why can't I remember her name?
That was his first
Lips.
comic book movie role.
Ryan
Who?
Reynolds or Wesley Snipes?
Ryan Reynolds.
No
'Cause he's-
way.
Yeah, because he was in Blade. He was in Green Lantern. He's been Deadpool. And there's another one. He's been a superhero like 4 times.
Well, he
Well-
did Deadpool twice. If you are very
No,
distinct about it.
He played another character. I'm trying to think who though. Maybe, I
What
think maybe-
are you overlooking the fact that he played a Deadpool that was in the X-Men series and then
there
they
you
did the
go.
Dead-
There you go. He was
That's
Deadpool
right.
twice. Yep.
That's
yeah,
what I was talking about.
I thought
They
that was
did 2 different versions of Deadpool.
Deadpool. Okay, I thought you meant
That's
first
that's
one
that
too.
redemption arc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was also Jessica Biel.
Yeah, like an actually popular actress. They're like, oh, we'll save the Blade trilogy by just putting these 2 people in there. It's
Yeah,
terrible.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Oh. Sage Bell, I'm looking right now and you can get Outer Worlds for $26 on Fanatical.
yeah, there you go.
What's
Good
that?
price for that game. It's a fair price for what I believe it should be worth.
Well,
Yeah.
heck, what are you looking forward to, AV? Closing statement.
They took my damn sexy vampires. They took my jerk off on the game. There's no reason to live it anymore.
Oh my god.
But there's a shy, small beacon of light at the end of the tunnel. There's going to be an AEW video game announcement on November 10th, 2020.
Snap. I
It's
gotta
happening
buy
there,
it just
brother.
to be Orange Cassidy. I have to do it.
It's happening there, brother. A new pro wrestling game for a new generation. The wonderful generation. the internet generation. Generations for all ages. I'm really excited. I'm really hoping it's going to play like probably No Mercy, which is what everyone has deemed the best pro wrestling engine.
Not Saturday Night Slam Masters?
Not that fucking garbage, you goddamn pleb.
Not Fighters History?
Fighters History? What are you talking about with these non-pro wrestling games?
It was a
Saturday Night
wrestling
Slam?
game.
Really?
Yeah, they had super jumps.
That's not a wrestling game.
I'll put a link. Anyway, close this sumbitch out.
Let me tell you there, brother. This is Boy Lips Jr. Smallest lips in the game. Plenty of kisses for the dame. You better fucking play your damn video games and say your their prayers there, brother. This is a Saltier podcast on multiple social media avenues, both the beep boop beep shit and the audio only stuff. You can find us on most social medias as Saltier Podcast or some social media as Saltier_pod. Pick your poison there. We can be found on the various audio and visual platforms of YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, and Google, whatever Play Store shit, which is ultimately YouTube. We're also on the SoundCloud and the Stitcher for those who are blind. Let me tell you, we're all-inclusive, various shades of melanin, and different sex organs. And with
You're
that,
token various shapes and organs.
have a good night.
Oh.
We're gonna
Thank you.
we're gonna skip everyone's social media stuff, but you can find all the other people on Loudnbrown, Sage Bell, and the Savorings.
We're just
But
one big talk.
We also want to say thank you to our sponsors, Voodoo Ranger IPA, a wonderful Pacific Northwest brewery
Wonderful pitbull.
that does great things for great people with various different IPA flavors, such as what are our seasonal flavors, Mademoiselle Sage Bell?
We got Atomic Pumpkin.
And
You're not Sage Bell. Try again.
and higher plane IPA.
Perfect. They also have an American Haze where it bleeds red, white, and blue there, brother.
All year round.
All year round, because guess what? These colors don't fucking run. And with that, thank you to our sponsors and to our wonderful hosts. This is Boy Lips Jr. signing off for everyone. Have a good night.
No step on snake.
Squish all the snacks. Squish, 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 squish. Actually, my favorite thing in Diablo was like running and then like trying to get like the little bugs and squish and their little squish sound.
Yeah.
Like you get the mice and it goes.
Yeah. If you could run and open a chest, but on the way there you step on a rat or a snake, it's like ugh.
Sometimes
like-
I just run and try to get the scorpion.
Yeah. It's even better than the treasure itself, just stepping on the little critters.
Yeah.
So do you think Keith is at his computer or not?
Keith
Not
is
sure.
Keith is being super casual playing. Oh, there he is.
Okay.
How's
He's
it
playing
going?
some